recording. Let's bring back the love. First question is, what's up with the mankini? I will never acknowledge the mankini. So, no discussion, not while I'm hosting the show. Maybe when Dan's hosting the show. It's alright, got it, dude. We're up. Today Dan talked about having dashes in your domain that Google would, or I guess would see it as spam. I previously purchased some domains with dashes. What can I do, or do I need to get them as they won't count as spam? What would Google see as spam or not? And also he said, if the domain name was too long, it could be spam. How long is too long? Danny boy, you're up on chat there with me. What feedback do you have there for Matt? Apart from the fact that, of course, Danny's right. What have we got there, Dan? Okay, well, Dan's contemplating that. It is very late. For article marking purposes, is Hyper-VRE useful for 30DC article reworks? If Dan's saying if they're working, leave them alone. If they're not working, that may be why. Now, if no indexing, then you certainly would want to change them. It's a very good, very sensible piece of advice there, isn't it? So if they're working, if they're indexed, well, go for it. But if they're not, then move on. Okay. Chip's saying, was that Phil Mason song the guy who won last year? Yes, it is Phil Mason's song, and he wrote us one again this year off his own bat, which was just wonderful. And I've got to say, it's very hard to back up what was such a catchy and popular song, and he's done that. But I wonder, like, for me personally, how many little things he's put in there as acknowledgements to various people, and even showing me how to play the thing. Like, he's literally, I don't know if you noticed in the video, you may not have noticed it, watch it next time, he actually shows how, he's showing me how to play the lead break and the songs in the thing, which was very wonderful of him. Completely unrelated to the 30-day challenge, but I just wanted to say here publicly, mate, that I picked up on that, Phil. And also the way he actually uses some of the underlying phrases in the original song, which was brilliant, like from a musician perspective. Very, very clever indeed. So it's just triple, quadruple thumbs up. It was just extraordinary. Okay. Okay, we did that. For article marketing purposes, is Hyper-VR used? Look, mate, as much as I'd love to comment on other products, we try not to comment on other products during the 30-day challenge. Suffice to say, that's a possibility. Here's my thing on article, and let's just say software that automatically rewrites stuff for you. At the 30-day challenge, we're all about, we want to provide an extraordinary experience for people. And that's what we're trying to do. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to, if somebody types in vintage electric guitar, we want them to go to a site which is called vintageelectricguitarblog.com, and we want them to go to an article which is all about vintage electric guitars. Most marketing online is detour marketing. You're going along here, and then bam, somebody throws in some sort of stop sign or say, hey, look at me, and tries to distract you across to somewhere else. The beauty of what we're teaching you with 30-day challenge, both with this initial traffic generation method, and do not forget, unlike any other year in the 30-day challenge, we are not doing one major traffic generation method. We are doing two this year. Two. Count them. 1, 2. 2 traffic generation methods this year. So stay tuned for that. So, yeah, my view on that is, mate, if you can find something that repurposes articles, that does it in a way that actually reads like English and not like one of those, and hey, konnichiwa to all the Japanese 30-day challenges, and I imagine, you know, we did the same probably to translating into Japanese. I'm sure when the Japanese in the 1970s looked at English products that we had translated, they'd look at it and laugh. Same deal. We do not want, you can tell when stuff's auto-generated, and as a general rule, you know, the auto-generated stuff does a job, it serves a purpose, but for the purposes of the 30-day challenge, just get good at creating your own content, or find somebody that can create the content for you. Joe's asking, what's up with Market Samurai? Thanks, Joe, because it gives me the chance to address it again in this recording. It's not what's up with Market Samurai. Go to your Google external keyword tool, type the same phrase in. If you're getting a return on data and getting numbers and all those sorts of things, and not insufficient data, then indeed it is an issue with Market Samurai. However, I am betting at the moment 99 times out of 100 you'll actually see Google's own tool will return an insufficient data. It's because Google has just rolled out the most massive update to Google Trends since it started, and this is brilliant news. Google Insight is an extraordinary thing, make no mistake. We will be all over it in places that I won't mention, but and we might even drop some stuff in the 30-day challenge about it as well, because it's just very, very, very cool market research. I'm hoping you guys get a taste for market research to see how powerful it is, because really there is no need to guess. Okay, we've got an analysis here. Oops, except it just dropped out. Hang on. I'll set this up for you. Let me see if I can get another window up here. Scratch my doodle doodle. Oh, hang on. What are we looking at here? Okay. Interesting. And I don't know the answer to this specific one, and I'll bring this up, guys, so you can see this. This is a screenshot of a Google listing. It's using a very generic one. Cell phone, not a good phrase, but it is a good example of this. Thanks, Alexis, because this is a really good example. And I do not know the answer to this, does Market Samurai include the shopping results in its index? Oh, jeez, switch. Here you go, try this. Oh, God. There you go. It does. Okay, cool. That's even better. Very good. If that happens, that's excellent. So there is your answer to that one. And oops, back to me. Now, so if that occurred in a market area that is not like cell phone, which is just not a market we'd be going into, but if that occurred in a niche market, I would be thrilled that Google shopping results were there. So that would be a good opportunity. Okay, let's have a look. I created a site with WordPress Direct, and when I visit my site, I see error establishing a database. I used HostGator with my own domain and set up DNS correctly. As soon as I installed WordPress via my site, changed to error database. Lachlan, get straight in touch with Market Samurai customer support. They are there right now, ready and waiting for your call. So just get them to have a look, and they will help you out, and they will get you all sorted. And maybe between the peanuts, you could pop up a link for the WordPress Direct customer support. Was there a video on how to do Insights, Google Insights Google Insights? I've been trying to watch everything and learn, but I missed it. No, there's not. It was just something that was so cool. I thought it was something for you guys to have a look at. Okay, and next. If Guru Bob's on the line, could you get in touch with Ustream and get them to pop a cap in that person's particular butt? Okay, so let's have a look at this particular blog. Okay, we've got a matrix to analyze, folks. I'm going to give it up to you guys to have a crack at. And go. Give you some... Oh, okay, I'll give you the heading, sorry. There you are. What do you think, Mr. Pink Dan Rain? Two with a bit of work, 8 is okay according to the I pretty much like this. I'd love to know what the SEOT numbers are. That would be something I would definitely put in the going forward basket. Okay. Ed, can you explain why we're analysing articles? Also, what was Bob reference at 1540 regarding articles that are not very popular? Thanks in advance, Jeff. I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't understand why 1540 would have any relevance at all to 30-day challenges. No, Jeff, I can't. While you're analysing articles is to look for content that you can use for your blog. It's that pure and simple. And I showed you how to comment on articles and show you how to put that all together. That's why I use it. Just a very convenient tool as opposed to having to go to all those other sites and go and have a look at it all. Can you please address why people are calling Market Samurai a splog creator? I have no idea what you're talking about. Market Samurai is a market research tool. If they're getting confused with WordPress Direct, yeah, it's not what a spam blog is a blog, and gosh, you see heaps of them around. Those blogs that have, you know, AdSense riddled all through them. There's no actual real content at all, and it's just a bunch of links. In fact, I came across a whole bunch of them yesterday. Their sole purpose is to trick people into clicking to somewhere else. What we're creating is beautiful, gold standard, wonderful content that serves the market that we're trying to get into. We're not in here for... See, the spam blogs are just try to cover the world with their crap and then hope, you know, that 1 in every million, pretty much like the idiots that jump into the chat every now and then with their, hey, free titty site, you know. Yeah, maybe once in every 50 million years, somebody might actually need to click on that. Let's face it, I'm a bit dry. They may need a perk up. But it's just gutter waste management marketing. It's just dumb. It is just really dumb. And because the internet is so huge, unfortunately, these people can actually make quite significant amounts of money, which is just disgusting. However, it's a short-term thing, and eventually they get, like people in the chat room, get squashed. That's not what we're doing at all. And you know how people who would make that comment obviously haven't listened to a thing that I've ever said or taught, because, as I always say, you provide champagne content for people, and you provide a champagne service, because really what we're doing is putting together a blog around a phrase that provides champagne content for somebody who's arriving on that phrase, and that's very, very important. Good question though, very good question. Why do you think a myriad of things like set up your own ClickBank store, sell all of their products on your own site? I'm not sure what that means. Sorry, George, I need more information. Aaron's asking, look, I'm behind the curve and just getting going, been through all the pre-season training. Well done. Is it best to do all of that before I start on day one? Well, yes, that's the ideal situation. But honestly, to get into the flow of this, I would look at the cheat sheet video and I would just start at day one and get cracking. That would be my advice to you guys. Definitely to do that. Will we talk about outsourcing in the 30-day challenge? No, not specifically this year. Although, obviously, a lot of stuff we are teaching could be outsourced. And that's outsourcing, I think, is a big part of, once you get established in your online business, that's going to be something that you want to do. Oh, look, Shannon's just put the cheat sheet link right there in the chat screen. So you can grab that and have a look at it, which is very good. Are subdomains okay? Yes, because we use subdomains all the time in things like Squidoo, hub pages, obviously for people who are using and it's Topicster. All of those subdomains are okay. If I had my druthers and I knew from my market research that the phrase was really worth going after, I'd probably create a domain around that phrase, would be my but not necessary, not absolutely necessary whatsoever. Oh, check this out. This is a blast from the past, this cut. I don't know if you can see this. This was sent to me by Terry and Dean Davis as a thank you. They were one of the successful original 32. They were and they knew how much I loved coffee, and they sent me Canada's finest there, and I use this every day, and I was so devastated. They sent me 2, and just literally yesterday morning I dropped it in the kitchen and smashed it, so I've got 1 left. But cheers to all the Canadian challengers out there. And I am having tea today. Yes. Read into that what you will. Do you teach how to do one-time offers and stuff from our sales page? Wait and see. Okay, my first try, can you analyze? Now remember, with the and it's working really well, and I think it's a really good thing, is just having Dan or I, or more importantly Dan, frankly, analyze these things is not going to teach you anything. You really need to have a crack at yourself, and I'd really encourage you, and I thought this was a great idea from Bob and Caro, just to have this stuff analysed yourself. Give it your best shot at analysing. So I'm not going to do the rule today, but I'll do it from now on. If you submit and analyse through the question and answer, I want you to give me your opinion, okay? Because without giving your opinion, you're not learning anything, and we need you to learn stuff. We need you to learn stuff and stuff. We've seen this type before, haven't we, folks? I wonder if people are noticing, and I'm certainly starting to pick it up. Here we go, and over to you guys. What do you think? Look at the master of the links has just come up with a link for the Tim Hortons mug. What a stud. Oh, I know what I've done there. Sorry, people. I've cut off. Surely you know the top categories by now. Let's assume, and I'm always assuming, that they qualify. Innes is all homesick for he's impressed by the mug. That's good. We've seen stuff like this before, haven't we, folks? Do you remember this one? We saw one very similar to this yesterday. Have a look at the top the top there, and you see 0 backlinks to the page. You see very little in the way of on-screen optimization. But yet, geez, this is so close to the one we saw yesterday. What do we see? I see DMOZ and Yahoo, and I see, look at the domain authority. 12, 9, 10, 10. So this is obviously one of those categories where, again, it's been worked over, and there's obviously some people in there with SEO skills working it over as well. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3. See, people are saying 6 easy. I'm not sure about that. That's a low PR and stuff. It's got a lot of backlinks. There's no one. You might sneak some, but there's already people there with really optimized on-screen factor sites. So, bottom line, from a 30-day challenge perspective, is move on. Okay. James is just saying thank you. Thank you, mate. No problem at all. Yeah, hard work, Dan says. What do you think about a niche that has good numbers but has big competition, like national catalogs and big retailer? Barbara, I don't have to think anymore. I don't have to guess. I don't have to assume. What does the Samurai tell me? What does the competition matrix tell me? Often, that can be a great opportunity, particularly in markets that I know and love. Seeing those national retailers there is an opportunity, but you need to know that that's the case, and don't guess. Just, why should I guess? You don't need to guess either. Do I think the Olympics will affect traffic, Ed? No, I don't think so. I don't know what the buzz is. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm looking forward to them. Any reason why yes, any reason why WordPress direct websites just disappear? Should I contact them? Yeah, sure. Okay, I'm having problems finding available domain names in my free WPD account. Have tried 20 or so combos and permutations and all the 3 main platforms you recommend, but they're all coming unavailable. Is this because my main phrase is not good? No, I'd say it's good and popular if that's the case. I'd submit a support ticket just in case. Building a site using the wonderful MS, I came up with at least 8 phrases that fit the criteria for 30-day challenge. Nice. Should I build a page per phrase and a blog per phrase? Sorry, there's a spelling error there, I think. Thank you if you get to it. Callum. Now, remember, guys, we wanted to... can't believe people call me who know what the hell I'm doing. It's unbelievable. I'm not... For a start, basically we're asking you to choose one key phrase and then have a series of phrases which we can use for categories and taggings and so on. Yeah, it's unbelievable that there are some people who call who know exactly what I'm doing and still call. It's just dumb and frankly tad annoying. Why would a site not as optimized be ahead of you on Google? Because of backlinks. Also, why would a website be number 2 on Google and then disappear and reappear every few days repeatedly over and over again? Watch what they're doing. Why guess? Here's my point, guys. You don't have to guess anymore. Have a look at the Samurai. Analyze, look at the competition stuff. Look at what's happening. Have a look and you'll see it. You'll absolutely see it. Should we make sure we can create a product out of our key phrase? No, you should make sure that there are people selling stuff for your key phrase at this point. Product is that's number 4 in the process. It's the last thing we need to be thinking about. You need to just be thinking, you need to make sure you find a couple of affiliate products so we can test to see whether the market's going to buy something, but you don't even need to concern yourself with a product. Will we be creating a general mini site or selling right from the WordPress blog? Well, initially we'll be testing the market from our own phrase matched blog. Joshua says, I'm behind, I haven't watched all the videos. Would love to know what to do if you can't find a good niche in your chosen field. I seem to remember last year I couldn't find anything that really matched the criteria well enough. Okay, two choices. Get outside of your chosen field. Find something that you're curious about as opposed to something that is your particular chosen field. Move on. Get to the next area. Get to the next topic. Get to the next subject. You know, the other thing, that's my preferred way of going. The second way of going, of course, is look, just you know, pick something and move forward with it. Is it going to you know, is it going to kill you if you type in a phrase and it's not useful? Is that going to hurt you too much? I don't think so. Oh, I tell you what, this is just absolutely freaking unreal. Sorry, guys. Just turn this off. I try to keep it on, like in case there's like an emergency or something with school or something, but it's just crazy when it's people that you know and know what you're doing. Okay, so what else we got? So, oh, that's right. So the second thing is to pick a phrase and just move on with it, and that's what we'll be talking about that in an upcoming day as well. So we'll do that. Does Google have a preference over blogs? I know Google loves blogs, but does it love a log better in general? No, it doesn't. It loves the factors, which at one point in time maybe they did, but no, it's all about on-page factors and off-page factors. It's the stuff that they like, which is going on a page, and bluntly, how many people are linking to you and what sort of authority do they have. Don't worry about it now. It's not a concern to you. It's not an issue. And we'll actually be going much more detail towards the end of the challenge about those topics. Has Market Samurai announced the winners of the 100 free full versions? I don't know. Check with them. Actually, I've been using SEO for Firefox and following this stuff. Yeah. So now I have more domain backlinks. They have 5 more page backlinks. Otherwise, I am on-page optimized and they aren't. I have a higher page rank, older domains optimized for all on-page HTML. I've been doing SEO for a while and think, sorry mate, way too advanced for 30-day challenge. That's for elsewhere, that sort of discussion. Am I holding a Jeff Beck model strat? No, this is a 1960 strat. What are your thoughts about using an optimized static front page on the blog versus blog entries? We'll cover that, Vic, going forward. Just follow along with the steps and we will show you what it is. If some of the competing sites are edu and .gov, does that make them a lot harder to beat? Yes. Yep. No question. Should I build a squeeze page for gathering a list to market to? Did we do a squeeze page video yet? No. Please don't get ahead of yourselves, guys. Keep on program and on process. If there's a squeeze page to be made, we'll tell you about it. Okay? Just follow the process. Would be really cool. Is it a bad thing to have multiple blog accounts that all post the same thing? Yes, and if they have about 8 blogs that post identical content, yes, that's bad. Yes, Wendy, that's just all not good. Again, pretty advanced for what we're talking about here in the 30-day challenge, but no, normally you don't want that to happen. Okay, if everything's hunky-dory but the OCI isn't that high, have we talked about the OCI yet? No. we haven't talked about the OCI yet, except in passing to explain what it is. And it's a very cool stat, make no mistake. It's very, very interesting, very new, so people are still working with it. But, mate, don't worry about it. If everything else is hunky-dory, just go on, move on, keep working. Dan's wants me to let you know that on Sunday night he'll be doing a huge question and answer session TV show, which will be all Q&A, and that would be a great opportunity, I've got to say, for hardcore people to ask questions as well, because he's a hardcore kind of guy. I'm a softcore kind of guy. Dan is very hardcore. Vic, did you ignore my previous question re WB auctions? No, I haven't got to it yet, mate. Ed, when you have 13 results on Market Samurai SEO part, should we only look at the last 10 as the first 3 are Google Shopping? Yes, if you see Google Shopping, that I'm sure, and I have nothing to this is straight from the bottom of Ed Dale, but I am pretty sure that the same 41 etc thing will not apply when it comes to Google Shopping, because it's obviously it'll be ad type click-through rates. It's like having an ad there. That's my hypothesis. I have simply zero data to come out with that. Maybe somebody else on the chat forum has that. I'd hope Praise You Jesus is zero core. If domain age is an important factor, how can a newbie compete effectively? You have to, it's the art of war, be where they're not. If they've got domain age, then maybe you have to compete on terms of on-screen factors. Maybe it's just a phrase you have to move on for. Old domains are valuable. They're actually appreciating like fine wines. Yeah, gee, imagine if you could buy domain names that have age and PR and apply this whole process that we're learning here. Jeez, imagine what that would be like. That would be pretty extraordinary, but I know nothing about buying and selling websites, so who knows. Somebody asks here, will we learn about AdSense? No. No, and personally, hear me now. Do not put AdSense on these sites. Do not put I know there's the option, and I actually asked Marty if we could remove it, but he had a very good argument for leaving it there. But please, 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 please do not put AdSense on your 30-day challenge sites. Do not do it. Do not, stop, nada, nil, no, zero, nah. Don't do it. I think I'm clear. Content. How important is it to we have to collect our exact keyword as our chosen niche? Oh, okay, don't say this example out loud. Phew, lucky I read quick enough. Yeah, do it exactly as we describe. Just write it as we describe, and you'll be okay. Chip says, thanks for all the brilliant video lessons. Thank you. And he's pleased to be part of the TDC, and I love the music. Thank you. Good on you. See you tomorrow. Thanks, Chip. Answered that we will learn about AdSense. That's gone. Miss Terry says, I'm a newbie to internet marketing, and looking at the Market Samurai is like looking at another language. Can you simplify what we're looking for in a good keyword phrase? My pleasure, Miss Terry. It is as simple as this. First of all, we need to make sure that SEOT number, the search engine optimized traffic number, is above 80. And we need to make sure the number of the SEOC, the competing pages, is below 30,000. That's all I want you to do for competing phrases. That's it. No more, no less. Even though you can see all sorts of other stuff, no more, no less. That's it. Now, what else have we got? Oh, then, when you look at competition, just ask yourself this thing. If you just... How much green is there compared to the total of red and yellow? If there's a whole lot more green than there is red and yellow, move forward. If there's half and half, then put it into the maybe. If there's a lot of red and yellow compared to green, then move on. That's it. That's the simple way of doing it. Matt asks, when multiple blogs having the same content, why would you have multiple blogs with the same content? Google's very simple to work out, people. You know, okay, I have zero SEO knowledge, but I think I understand human nature a little bit. And Google is just trying to provide results which are useful to people that are typing in a phrase. They want to deliver a good result to people. There's no hidden agenda. There's no conspiracy. They just want to deliver something that's going to make the person that typed in there think, wow, thanks Google, that's exactly what I was looking for. That's it. Forget all your SEO language, forget all the terminology. That's all. That's all Google's interested in doing. And so when Google looks at something and says, hang on, I've seen this exact content in 8 different blogs, then what's going on here? Why would somebody who's an expert in a topic about vintage electric guitar have the same article in 8 different blogs if it's the same blog? And then Google has a look at it and, oh, look at the IP address of this blog. Look at where that blog's sitting. It's sitting right next door to all of those other 8 blogs. That doesn't seem natural. That doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem like something a real human being would do. A real human being would post one article somewhere and then get everybody to link to it. That's why. That's SEO, plain and simple. Kayaker asks, how can I trust WPD in my cPanel? How can I trust Apple with my mail? How can I trust Google with my data? How can I trust Amazon with my credit card details? I can't answer that question for you. My system locked up. Did you explain whether UK hosting is important to get good rankings for a UK market? All the search ones in my term in the UK? Yes, Mike, great question. If you happen to have found a niche which is UK specific, UK market, etc., 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 UK, then you would definitely want to get a UK domain. Great question. Usually I really don't try to address that in the 30-day challenge because 9 times out of 10, the majority of the market will be in the United States. But that's where Google Insight is fascinating. You know, that's a classic example for Google Insight. So really good question. Am I saying AdSense is bad or just for this 30-day challenge? I'm saying that AdSense has its place. In fact, it's a gift for a lot of legitimate people. Unfortunately, it was also exploited to hell, and in the concept of 30-day challenge, it is pure, unadulterated, X-rated evil. You know, there's nothing you can do quicker to make sure that this would not work than adding AdSense to your blog. How come Samurai doesn't have go back buttons? Ask them. Make a suggestion. Seriously, actually, serious point. If you can think, like with WordPress Direct, like for example, and I know there's a few questions, you know, WordPress Direct doesn't work with this system or that system, make the request. If enough people make the request, they'll make the change. I've seen these guys make changes literally overnight. So I'm not saying they're going to do that all the time, but please, this is your chance to contribute. It's funny, we have this, and I suffered from this myself, I've got to say. You know, I'll be using a favourite piece of software, and I'll be thinking, oh, I wish I did that. Have I ever actually, like, twittered the developer? Most of the developers on Twitter and say, hey, have you ever thought about doing this? I never think to do it, and it's so silly because they want the feedback. They want all of this. You know, they want all of that done. So that's, please, give them the feedback. Yeah, UK host, that's good. Ron, Ed's great stuff, thank you. Will you be teaching email marketing and autoresponders like you did in the Flycatcher in Underachiever? Wait and see. Using WordPress Direct, can I still install my own plugins template? Yeah, okay, this is a great opportunity for me to say something. When you install WordPress Direct on your own site, there's no magic here. It's doing an install of WordPress Direct. It's your WordPress Direct. It works just like if you go in and log in on your site to the administration panel of WordPress. Don't freak out if all of what I'm saying is gobbledygook. I'm only addressing this to people who are familiar with WordPress. You'll find a whole bunch of plugins, a whole bunch of optimized templates, and a whole bunch of stuff sitting on your server, and you can do with them what you will. Do you want to add more WordPress blah blahs? Go for it. It's yours. It's your blog. It's not like it's some service where it's like magically providing stuff and it'll tear it away, you know, if you don't have access to it. It's building a real foundation website. We did this to address the #1 criticism from last year's challenge, and indeed social network, using social networking and social media, because they're saying all you're doing is putting sites on other people's sites. We wanted to prove to you this year that you could actually do this on your own site with your own domain and still get results, and that's what we're showing you, and so that's why we're doing it. If I have web page on my school server, should I put backlinks to my domain as edu has more value? Dan Rain has just fallen in love with you. See, that's the way children should think in this day and age. Kids, if you're at school and you've got a school website, link to your 30-day challenge project. That's a great idea. I'm thinking that I've just gotten in trouble. I'm thinking that may not have been the politically correct thing to say. That is so awesome. I applaud. I just love thinking like that in students. I just Eric saying link to me with your .edu. Eric saying I pay for edu links. There's a whole no. Yeah, thank you. Seriously, folks, these opinions we are giving you are ours. They are certainly ours. Don't anything you see here. Don't. It's just all fake. Oh no. Hannah's got a website. Oh no. Yeah. Hang on. Excuse me. That's my phone calling from. Oh dear. Oh, laugh. That's very funny. I love your thinking. I really do. What about creating itch-related blogs and then linking them? Cynthia, patience. Patience. Did I explain LSI? Certainly not. And me explaining LSI would be, as I keep saying, having Forrest Gump trying to explain to you nuclear physics. I sort of get it, but I sort of understand what it's talking about. I think Guru Bob does a wonderful explanation of it in days 2 and 3 without actually telling you he's explaining it. Because, hey, everybody, it's day 2 in the 30-day challenge. You've never seen internet marketing before, but we want to talk to you about the awesomeness of the co-occurrence of latent semantic indexing. That's the sound of 100,000 unsubscribes. It's not going to stop it, you people talking about schools, teaching. No, bad, naughty, all bad. I'm from the US. In the course, will you teach how to do business in other markets? Yeah, look, I don't know if we specifically talk about it, but please, Market Samurai has both country and language filters. WordPress Direct, you can of course set up in different markets. I don't know if it has language options. In fact, I'm pretty sure it doesn't have language options at this point. But yes, and triple yes. You can do that. Oh, I see. Silver's just saying that he's 32 years old. So we've got nothing to worry about. Wendy, I can't even comment on that. Does WordPress Direct allow editing of the header and sidebar? Once the blog is deployed, WordPress Direct is a deployment system. It's deploying a highly optimized blog which looks after things like siloing and latent semantic indexing and all of these funky things which I don't want you to even understand. This is not the place to be talking about that. Talk about that in the other internet marketing part of the 30-day challenge forum. Once it's deployed, it's yours. It's a blog sitting on your domain. Do with it as you will. Go crazy, although you may not want to go too crazy too quick, because there's a hell of a lot of research and a hell of a lot of effort gone into doing what we're going to be doing with those blogs. Let's have a look. Yeah, multiple blogs with same content but using different keywords to attract more traffic. Good idea or not? Bad idea. It's pure and simple, bad idea. You have to use unique content for each phrase. 4 images through Twirl. I'll try. I did respond to you, 30-Day Gil, about your other one. For the entire class, ask everyone to open Samurai and then enter a new keyword of your choice. Let's go through Samurai by example. Explain everything, then class will get it then. I won't do that today because, in fact, I'm going to have to stop recording this part of it. But, yeah, no, we can do that. In fact, that would be, I'm sure Dan would love to do that on his mega show. That would be brilliant. There's another reason we can't all do that, because imagine the freak out if all of a sudden 500 people all started typing the same word from the same part of the world. Google would totally go nuclear. Ed, I read the Black Book 30-Day Challenge today. That is a great ebook. It mentioned how we should be checking broad match phrases as well as phrase matches. Do you recommend? Yeah, that's a great idea. Check and recheck. I love it. Just be careful because we've got to move on at some point, but it's a great idea. Let's have a look. Have any of the original analysis threshold numbers changed for qualifying the market? No, they're still above 80 and below 30,000. Do you think you'd have a tutorial in getting listings through various .govs and things would be a good idea? Perhaps that would be a really good idea. How much more of the challenge will it be to rank on the first page if you use WordPress Direct versus hosting on a commercial site? Will it have on WordPress Direct? Hey, here's the thing. Will having it on WordPress Direct make you appear unprofessional? No, I don't think so at all. I think definitely... Like, if I had my druthers, I would absolutely use my own domain and my own hosting setup as opposed to the WordPress Direct. Nothing against the WordPress Direct. It's just that, I just think it's smart to run your own ship. But we wanted to provide those options because, not everybody's got money doing this 30-day challenge. In fact, it's a big part of the 30-day challenge is to do it without spending money. So, we want to make those available. Maybe over the long term, let's face it, at the end of the day, you're always going to be safer with your own thing. This is why we're doing this. We're proving a point. But in the short term, is it going to make a difference? Not much. Hey, here's the thing. Test. Test it. Any inspiration for those of us struggling with a niche phrase? Yes. Go into one of the magazine sections in Amazon, close your eyes, grab your finger, point at the screen, and whatever you point in, do the research. You've just got to start. The people who are closed in on a box are refusing to open their minds and go back and do more market research. Or they're afraid, quite legitimate, to step outside of their particular category, area and comfort zone and do that. That's just what you may have to do. Solo says, can we add other WordPress plugins? Yes, of course. If it's hosted on your domain, you can do what you like. My question is about the product you put up for sale. I don't want to say this niche just in case it is your niche, but you put up one item, or do I put up a whole thing? Pick one. Pick one thing. Based on your research, based on your reading of the market, pick one thing. And remember, we asked you to pick a couple so we could test later on. How do you know if it's working or not? I guess how to tell if it's indexed. You know what? That would be a great lesson for tomorrow. We'll teach you all about that over the next couple of days. If we upload our own blog to WordPress Direct with our own theme, is it just as optimized, or do we have to use a WordPress Direct theme? Look, I think as long as you use the theme with the underlying guts, that's a brilliant way of doing it. And you can change themes as well. So get in touch with WordPress Direct and make the suggestion. I'm sure that is something that they'd love to explore doing. Because I've got to say, most of the battle, as we always say, is in the research and coming up with those phrases. That's where the game's won and lost. Right there. Okay, guys, I'm going to pause recording here for a sec. So if you're watching this, we'll come back. We'll come back for round 2.